Greetings, YouTube. I apologize if my eyes look a little strange today. I had them dilated for a doctor's appointment. Um, I was cruising around the internet, as I often do. I'm a data junkie, and I stumbled upon a line. This is a quote. This is something that someone wrote. This is not a famous person. This is just an average person like you and me. They say average Joe, but that's a little gendered now, isn't it? And the quote is, "We don't care about people. We care about the idea of people." And the quote is in reference to abortion rights and programs that help mothers and children. Because it's very easy to get people in America all riled up about hunting down all forms of abortion and even birth control in America. It's not difficult to get the conservative, social conservative base to get out there and protest abortion clinics, protest people that provide birth control, and just the idea of teaching comprehensive sex ed in America is way above board for these people. They cannot get on board for that one, man. That's not allowed. You're not allowed to have comprehensive sex education because if you inform someone how they function biologically, socially, and sexually, somehow that's going to make them make bad decisions. If they're informed, they will make bad decisions. Whereas if you keep them in ignorance, they'll make good decisions. That that seems to be the socially conservative worldview. And while it's really easy to get the base all riled up about those things, they don't seem to give a crap at all about programs that help mothers and their children. Once the kid's out the chute, social conservatives just don't wash their hands. Now, I know that people listening to this will bring up examples of specific programs that aid mothers and children that are endorsed by social conservatives. But much like private donations to food banks, they are insufficient to cover the need. Private donations to food banks cover 4%. 4% of Americans' food needs for people who are in food distress. And programs that are endorsed by the social conservatives to aid mothers and children also fail to meet the need. Because the need starts before the child is born and goes through on their entire life in the event of someone that is raising a child alone. For example, we don't have paid paternity leave in America. One of two countries in the entire friggin' planet. What's with that? We don't have subsidized daycare. We bitch all the time in America, or at least the social conservatives do, about mothers not going out to work. They'd rather stay home on welfare. Do you know how much it costs for daycare? Do you know that the minimum wage has been flat for 40 friggin' years? The minimum wage right now is $7.25 in America. $7.25 an hour, even though if you look at the economic power of that worker, they give their employer $21 an hour worth of economic power. That's the value the employer is taking out of the employee, even while they're paying them a third of that. So if you would like mothers, single mothers with kids out there right now, to go out in the workforce and not be on social programs, why don't you make sure that there are living wages? Oh, no, yo, the social conservative base will not endorse that now, will they? That's giving things away to people now, isn't it? That violates the Protestant work ethic now, doesn't it? Here's your Protestant work ethic. Give me democratic socialism any day. And if democratic socialism is so horrible, how come we aren't seeing huge amounts of refugees from like all the Scandinavian countries that endorse real social programs? Why aren't they flocking to America? Oh, that's right, because their countries are better. Good enough that my brother-in-law lives in one of them. Because he realized What a shitstorm this is. But no, it's real easy to get people all excited about the idea of people. But they won't do shit about actually helping the people. So what do I endorse? I endorse a social safety net to make sure that no human being, none, ever goes without food, shelter, healthcare, or an education. Cradle to grave. You are covered always. You will never have to worry about this. Not 1 second. You will have the satisfaction and the knowledge that your fellow citizens will make sure that you don't ever suffer in this way. And that will give us the foundation for greatness, because that will mean that everyone will have a firm base to stand upon as they reach for the stars. I suppose what we do right now, which is toss them into quicksand and then walk away. Because even though this is supposed to be a Christian nation, guess what? The people that are saying it's a Christian nation aren't very Christ-like now, are they?